really proud of the way our guys competed. It's tough to sweep on a weekend, tough to sweep a doubleheader, especially against a very good team. That's a very quality opponent, Georgia State, postseason caliber team. So just really pleased with all the contributions we got up and down the lineup, out of the pitching staff. Getting some guys back out there that haven't been out there in a couple of weeks, and good to see Caden Grice make a start. And I thought he gave us 3 really strong innings, allowed our offense to separate, highlighted by Will Taylor's home run in the first and Ben Blackwell with a couple of doubles. But just a good offensive day, just a steady quality at bats, very consistent, applying pressure, doing a good job of hitting the ball hard, getting some big hits at times, just finding ways to get runners into scoring position and move them along. And then really good to see Nick Clayton get back in the action, Willie Weiss get back in the action, and then of course Jackson Lindley finish it up, who's been just really a go-to bullpen weapon so far in this young season. He's been great. So just really pleased with the way we played all day long, and just capturing that momentum that we got last night from Billy Amick's huge walk-off hit, and then we're able to hang on to that momentum all day today and really just play well against a very good team.
Questions for players?
Will, talk to us about the ball you got out there early in the game there.
Well, yeah, I felt like both games today we came out swinging, really gave ourselves a chance to win offensively. Defensively, our pitchers played great defense. Pitchers did a great job, just giving us a chance to win, and that's the name of the game. Offensively, we came out punching. So, really great job by the guys in the lineup today, and didn't get any easier from here out. So,
Ben, tell us about the 2 doubles.
Yeah, like Will said, we came out swinging up and down the lineup, and as you guys kind of saw, this weekend was good team baseball. It wasn't highlighted by, I think, anyone in particular, but up and down the lineup, you had just hits, and it was a good team win all around.
Well, it seems like you're kind of finding your groove now. Obviously came back last year from an injury. How much different do you feel now than you did last season?
Well, this team, we got a lot of momentum right now. Coming off last year, just kind of a different feel at this point in the season. Obviously, hot start last year, but having some challenges early this year, which is good. It's gonna help us later in the season, and just excited to go out there with the team every day, grind, get better, and we got a lot of baseball left to play. So excited to get out there with the boys.
Ben, big win, come back. I think you guys were down 8-2 Friday night. Sometimes seasons have turning points. Do you feel like maybe that could be one of the turning points this season?
Absolutely. It kind of sparked, like you guys saw today, just these 2 wins. Got the momentum going early now. But, man, it really shows you that we're a deep team in the sense that, guys come off the bench ready to go. Billy Amick, unbelievable performance by him on Friday night, and each one of us can spark the lineup like that, and we will the rest of the season.
Anything else for the players? All right, thank you, players. Questions for Coach?
Coach, can you talk a little bit? Obviously, I'm going to go back to the first game today. Your bullpen, outstanding. Obviously, you guys are looking to get more from the pitching staff. What did it feel like to get what you got from the guys in relief in that first game today?
Sure, yeah. Tristan Smith is obviously a very special talent, and he ran into some trouble there in the 4th inning, but just to get the guys that come out there, and one pitcher hands the ball off to another guy, and kid just bail him out. And the way Reed Garris and Joe Allen really settled that game down and were able to put zeros on the board, I thought that was one of the huge storylines of the game, that first game. For those 2 guys to save our bullpen, so to speak, Reed Garris, going almost 2 innings, and then Joe Allen, pitching 4 innings is probably, I'm sure it's his longest outing of the year. But to do what he did and just both of them throwing a ton of strikes and letting the defense work. I thought we played very good defense today all day, and could see the synergy, and you could see how it was connected. Pitchers working fast, throwing strikes, letting the defense make plays. So, yeah, that was outstanding in that first game of the doubleheader.
Coach Leggett used to talk about how sometimes it takes about 20 games to kind of feel and figure out what you got with the team. You guys, one more week, you guys are going to be at that point. Do you feel like you're kind of putting some of the pieces in place now?
Absolutely, yeah. It's never easy, you know. I think every sports team is in this boat. You know, any sport, you go through the first, 20% of your season or so, and you have a pretty good plan, and you have a good idea of from preseason and from the off season, and and then you jump right into it. The lights come on, and you start playing other teams, and some guys emerge, and things happen. Guys get injured, and we've had all of it. And to see some of our younger guys really be thrown right into the fire and earn some nice roles and get some opportunities will pay huge dividends to them down the road. And then we have some experienced guys that have been out, have missed time here or there, and to get all those guys to roll back on to being healthy contributors is a huge boost for us as well. So it does feel like we've taken some punches and we've dealt with some adversity, but it's all part of kind of that master plan of we're going to use any adversity as an opportunity for growth and improvement. And I thought from last week to this week was a night and day difference, and the credit goes to the players for responding and answering the bell the way they did after a tough midweek loss last week, and then an even tougher emotional loss to our rivals. So to be able to respond the way they did, that's exactly what you want to see.
Seems like each week you've got more freshmen making bigger impacts. You talked in the offseason about how pleased you were with the freshman class you had coming in. Are they exceeding your expectations or about what you expected?
Yeah, it's hard to really put a whole lot of stock into a freshman fall because you got a kid who's away from home for the first time, who's, baseball's moving faster than it's ever moved, school's harder than it's ever been, and he's, living away from home trying to, make a whole new friend group. And so you have a lot of factors. And about this time of that spring semester, it feels like some guys maybe get their feet underneath them and get a few games into the season, and you start to see what guys can do. And Nate Hall comes to mind, and Jacob Jarrell, and Tristan Smith, and obviously we know what Cam Canarella has done since day one. But yeah, there's a lot of freshmen that have made some nice contributions. Joe Allen, Ethan Darden, Nathan Dvorsky. So it's good to see, and there's others that may get more opportunities as well. But there's a lot of guys that even are older on the team that maybe haven't had a ton of experience, kind of in that same boat. So you're seeing it all. A guy like Billy Amick, he didn't play much. Had, I think, 19 at-bats last year. Gavin Abrams had 3 at-bats last year. So these guys have just provided these awesome sparks for us at random times. And it's a great feeling as a coach and a coaching staff to know that you've got guys on the bench that can step right in and give you a spark when someone gets hurt or somebody needs a breather. So we got that this weekend, and it proved to be the difference and allowed us to have a successful weekend.
Can you talk a little bit more about Amick and his performance this weekend?
Yeah, so Billy Amick, he's a local kid that, Clemson just means an awful lot to him. His grandfather was part of our board of trustees, and he's been a Clemson fan his whole life. He's one of those kids that, he's a diehard. He probably came out of the womb, with a Tiger Paw T-shirt and hat on, and he's just one of those guys that loves Clemson. Those are the guys that are easy to cheer for because they love this school as much as they do. And so, any contribution you get from a guy like that, you just know it means an awful lot to him. And for Billy, you put the other factors in is, he's been a role player. He didn't get much playing time last year. He wasn't one of the dudes that we had circled in the lineup as this guy's going to be an everyday starter. In fact, his playing time was, few and far between, an at-bat here and really not much. And it took, some circumstances of, guy coming out and, another guy going in and someone needing a break. And, for the even just the situation to arise to where he would be entered into a game like that. But when he did last night in his first 2 at-bats, because of how poised he looked and just how competitive his first 2 at-bats were, even though his first at-bat was a strikeout, he took some rips, he took some good swings. His second at-bat, he gets a single. And there was no doubt in our mind, with 2 outs and the bases loaded, we were not pinch hitting. He was swinging away because he's got some of the best raw power on our team. And the stars aligned, and it was couldn't have been scripted for a better kid who loves Clemson anymore to have that type of heroic night and get that walk-off grand slam. So it just, it bled into another good day for him today, and he's been a huge spark for us this weekend, and we'll stick with the hot hand and keep running him out there. But he looks like he is very much whether he's playing first base or DH, and he is a bat, a middle order bat that we will want to utilize to help us with our run production, drive runners in, and have quality at bats.
Anything else for Coach?